how I've become a successful transformational coach. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through the steps that I went through to become a successful coach. The things that I did, the kind of things and challenges that I faced, so that you can get a good idea of what it's going to take for you to succeed as a coach. If this inspires you, then stay tuned. I am Dan Warburton, a transformational coach who's known for having enabled thousands of entrepreneurs and business owners to succeed in extraordinary ways. I've also got web spaces full of testimonials backing this up, and I'm often invited to speak to audiences of thousands around the world about what transformation makes possible. I now get to live an extraordinary lifestyle, and I want you to be able to experience the same. I had undergone years of training in self-development, transformational work. I'd got into different kinds of yoga, I'd got into breathing, I got into Tai Chi, and actually became a Tai Chi master. I still question whether I actually am officially a Tai Chi master. I think he gave me the certificate a bit too prematurely. However, apparently I'm a Tai Chi master. And I also spent 8 years on and off within an establishment called Landmark Education. Absolutely brilliant, extraordinary. I've not got a bad word about them. Absolutely brilliant. If you want to learn how to coach people, how to have continual chances and opportunities to coach people, and also how to get on stage to own the room and project yourself and get your point of view across, there's no better place than doing that at Landmark, and for a fraction of the cost of most other coach training courses out there. Really, I can't highly recommend it enough. So that was my journey. And what happened was I got to a point where I realized that I loved leaving people going, wow, I never thought of that. That's amazing. I'm going to go and do this, and I'm going to take this action. And then seeing them take those actions, I realized how much I loved enabling people to succeed, and to succeed in ways far beyond their imagination. And I loved it so much that I ended up volunteering to coach on all of Landmark's extra courses, communication courses. So I was in a 2-year-long program, and about 8 times throughout the year, we would hold 2-day-long communication courses, and we would be given 5 or 6 participants in these other courses, and I would have the opportunity of coaching 5 or 6 participants over the space of about 4 days, ensuring that they implemented all the communication skills that they learn, and then also coaching them to take the communication skills out into the world so they could actually tangibly get amazing results from implementing that kind of communication. Had I not gone that route, I honestly don't know how I'd have become a coach. I don't know, and I don't know how anyone else can do it without going that route. There's many training bodies out there, and what I'd say is, if you're going to take on some kind of coach training, make sure that it's properly practical, that you actually get to coach people consistently, and that there's a way of scoring your effectiveness in doing that, and that you keep getting to go back to a coach to check in with about how effective is what you're doing and is it not. It's the only way. I don't think anybody can become a coach on their own. I think somebody can become a mentor if they've succeeded and become successful in something, and then they start advising or consulting someone else to get the same results. I think somebody else could become a coach if they've become particularly self-aware, if they've built up a particularly high level of life experience that's enabled them to become extraordinarily balanced human beings. If that's the case, then maybe you're good to go and to start coaching. And the first thing I did was I just started coaching. So I then left Landmark, and I was sat with my father. And my father, the day before, had said to me, "Sunshine, what is this transformational thing that you do?" And it was quite funny because I told him about it about 7 years ago, and told him how much I was into it and that he should really do the Landmark course. He then went and did the initial Landmarks course, the Landmark Forum, and sure enough, he got a few insights, but he noticed how I was really eating, breathing, and sleeping transformation. So he started to ask me for advice. To this day, when I let myself get really present to it, that my father asked me for coaching, my father asked me for advice is just incredible. I don't know many people that experience that themselves. But what happened was, in this coaching conversation, I enabled him to see that he'd spent his life surviving, that he didn't have like a dream lifestyle or a future that he was really inspired by and working and effectively working towards. That he was just waking up every day in this routine. And he said to me, "You can't tell me things like that. You know, you're a minor, you're a youngster. How do you know about these things?" But because of the training I'd had, because of all the transformational work I'd done and unlearning the causes of why in the past I would have become reactive and defensive and fought my way back, I didn't do that. I just sat there patiently and quietly, just gave him the space to just express whatever he was expressing, feel whatever he was feeling, not go making it mean anything about me. And in that silence, he then went, "Oh, Sunshine, you're right. I have spent my life surviving and not creating." And then he said, "Bloody hell, Sunshine, you're really good at this. You thought about doing this professionally." And this was in January 2016. So that's now just over 2 years ago. And I said to him, "You know what? You're the third person that said to me, you're really good at this. You should think about doing this professionally." And at that point I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go for it and I'll do it. And that was it. And because I was so into transformation, I just came very naturally to me to call myself a transformational coach. And then I went out and I started coaching and giving away complimentary session after complimentary session. And I was having people experience really amazing breakthroughs. And so I got them to give me testimonials. Within 3 months, I'd made sales of about £7,500 in 1 month for creating new coaching clients. And then from then on, it's just been steady, up and up and up and up. And then a year ago, I discovered an absolute love of speaking on stage and sharing with people the insights that I'm having from coaching people and sharing with people the insights about what it truly takes to become successful as an entrepreneur and a business owner. And so I started asking if I could get on stage. I was everywhere I went, I would find a place that had an audience, and I'd always have my hand up, put my hand up, another question, and I would practice introducing myself and asking a really powerful question that would have people in the audience go, "Wow, yeah, good question." And it's funny, you can communicate so much about your abilities and skills as a coach by the questions that you ask. And so what happened was, in the breaks, people started coming up to me saying, "That was a really good question. I never thought of this. What do you think of that?" And then I said, "Well, I'm a coach. Would you like to experience this?" And they said yes, and then I booked them in. And so it just went on. But also at those venues, the venue organizers started to see I was good at speaking. And then that was it. I just started being offered speaking opportunities, and now I'm traveling all over the world, currently living in Singapore. I'm soon moving to Malaysia because I've discovered that just across the border in a place called Johor Bahru, they've got some new flats just down the coast with these amazing sea views, huge, great big balconies, and they're like, you can rent them for so cheap. So it's perfect. So I'm going to move in there and keep putting my money into investing in my businesses, into my investing and things like that, and I'm going to be able to live this life where I'm very central in Asia, near Singapore, but with these great views. So that's kind of the lifestyle that I live now, and it's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. I eat, breathe, sleep, speaking on stage and delivering my transformational coaching. So that's how I became a successful transformational coach. If you learn something new, and you've got some kind of inspiration from this, then just click that like button, because that's going to enable me to rank these videos higher and impact the lives of so many more other people. Also, if you're truly committed to succeed, then do hit that subscribe button and the like button. Why not? Go wild. And remember, whatever you do, dream the dream, choose the dream, live the dream. Cheers.